Along with its stimulus package, the Obama administration promised millions of so-called green jobs. This was all part of a new alternative energy economy, one that would put Americans to work building a cleaner energy future. This morning, Clean Sky's Dan Goldstein looks at one state's experience with the new economy and whether the green manufacturing jobs of today will in fact be here tomorrow.
Here in Maryland's Baltimore suburbs, manufacturing jobs are coming back.
These are the motors that we will be building here in Baltimore. They are currently built down in Mexico by a supplier, but GM has made the decision that they're going to bring that technology back here to the U.S.
The plant's expansion, with help from Uncle Sam, is bringing 200 green jobs to Maryland, which has seen unemployment reach a 20-year high of nearly 8%. This plant, which makes transmissions for SUVs, will start making electric motors in 2013. GM is putting in $244 million. And Johnny Batts, who works on the assembly line, is ready for more shifts.
It's good for me, the community, and everybody else.
Jessica Jeffrey, a recent engineering graduate from Montana Tech, already has one of those new jobs, keeping the plant clean and green.
All of our used oil at this facility is recycled. It goes to a local recycler here in Baltimore County where it gets reused, reblended for fuels.
But getting this plant off the ground took more than $100 million in state and federal funds. Bill Tiger, who manages White Marsh, worries whether green manufacturing jobs can stay in the U.S. once technology matures and is easily available elsewhere at a lower cost. He says keeping the engineering know-how in the U.S. means keeping the jobs here too.
Motors in general are a commodity product, just like you can buy gasoline, you can buy lawnmower engines from all over the place. The demands though in the automotive industry are extremely challenging, and General Motors sees this as a strategic product that we got to know how to design and build.
And just 60 miles from the plant in White Marsh, Maryland, is this one in Frederick County. This used to be a plant making solar panels. Not anymore.
It's just cheaper to produce the products, manufacture the products elsewhere.
Cliff Cumber is the business editor for the Frederick News-Post. He's seen how quickly jobs manufacturing green products can leave just as fast as they came. In 2006, BP Solar of Frederick announced a $70 million expansion of its solar manufacturing plant. Less than 4 years later, prices for the panels plunged and the expansion stopped. Producing panels in the U.S. became unprofitable. Maryland lawmakers got $11 million in stimulus funds to keep the BP plant open, but the company said it wasn't enough and shut its factory doors earlier this year. More than 300 manufacturing jobs were lost.
So what they'll be doing here is they'll still have their sales and marketing arms here in North America, but they move the production elsewhere.
When it comes to whether a factory stays or goes, one of the biggest factors is the price of power. This is what's left of East Alco Aluminum, a company that employed more than 1,500 workers in Frederick County, but closed in 2005. The reason?
Aluminum takes an enormous amount of electricity in order to be able to smelt aluminum. And in this case, you find that about 60% of East Alco's costs were electricity-based. East Alco managed to negotiate a preferential contract with Allegheny Energy. The issue was, though, that with deregulation, when that contract came to an end, it increased East Alco's electricity bill by $72 million a year. It was clearly unfeasible for the plant to keep operating.
What happened with BP Solar in East Alco is a sore spot for Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley, who's running for re-election this year and is touting his state's lead in going green.
We can get manufacturing, but it has to be of the next generation. We have to constantly be innovative and be leaders and looking to the next generation, because things that have big labor costs are going to roll downhill and go to other countries that have lower labor costs.
While U.S. electricity prices are lower than many other countries around the world, that could change. States like Maryland may require power companies to source electricity from more expensive renewables. Cumber says that could create
a huge ripple effect. Is that the more regulations and requirements that you put on the electricity manufacturers, the more costly you make it for them to do business, then the more costly you make it for large manufacturers to do business.
Back at White Marsh, Bill Tiger is determined that what happened at BP Solar in East Alco doesn't happen to his plant. Not only is he trying to make his new green product better engineered, but cut energy use as well.
We got to work on our side of it then the day after day, figure out how do I turn off one more light? How do I not need to have to turn the light on in the first place so that we can reduce our costs?
All the while making sure he's not playing a cost-cutting game that the U.S. can't win as it goes green.
If it comes down to strictly who can put, this part from here over to there and do it the cheapest, then the lowest wage country wins. And that's not a game you want to wind up playing.
In White Marsh, Maryland, Dan Goldstein, Clean Skies News.